In the first instance, if you can't see someone with a high visibility jacket, tell the person next to you. Thank you.
Okay, you've got your instructions in case of emergency. First of all, I'd like to thank all the people who took the time to come here today. Given that we organised this meeting with less than 7 days' notice, I think it's a tremendous testimony to the artists known as Smiley Culture. Thank you very much. And there are those who have their criticisms of our community, but it's a time like this when you can be proud of yourselves for extending your support and sympathy to a family that has been devastated by the death of their loved one. And on that note, and as chair of the meeting, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Lee Jasper. You've seen me on Facebook. Can I say that we want an orderly meeting tonight, because you know we've got friend and frenemies in the audience. Are you with me, people? Yeah. Okay. And you know that they're looking to write the wrong story for the wrong reasons. Are you with me, people? Yeah. So we will give them that story tonight. We give them a story of hope and the pursuit of justice. Are you with me, people? So when we call on you for order, I'm going to ask you to respect the chair, which is my president, and then we can get through the meeting. Another issue. The family are under great strain and stress, you can imagine. I don't want to keep them on this platform any longer than I have to. So it's not going to be a long meeting. We're not going to be able to take the many people from the floor who wanted to speak. I ask you for your understanding. I ask you for your compassion. I ask you to give the love to the family and the respect and organise and realise that the road of justice that we seek is a long road. It's not a marathon sprint. We'll be having many more occasions for people to make their contributions. And with that, I'd just like to introduce this panel to you, not all of whom will be speaking, but all of whom have been touched by the tragedy or are linked in some way. And starting here, if you'd like to stand for me, is, and I'm so glad that we have a man, maybe just 2 seconds. When I was being harassed and harangued by the police, I was wrapped in a cocoon of prayer and love. And that church was Ruach Ministries, and that minister was Bishop John Francis. Next, Bishop John Francis, we have the young sister Shanice. Shanice is Smiley's daughter. Please give her a round of applause. Next to her is another family member deep in mourning, the son of Smiley Culture, Jonathan. Please give him a round of applause. And somebody that goes so way back with the original Cockney translator who made with Smiley the bridge between our culture and English culture. Please give it up for Asher Centre. A man who, for me, has embodied dignity, strength, courage, and articulation on behalf of the family struck down by tragedy. Please give it up for Merlin Emmanuel. And starting here on my right, we have Debbie and Desmond, who are, Desmond is the elder brother of Smiley Culture, and Debbie is his lovely wife. Please give them a round of applause. And we thought we couldn't have this meeting tonight unless we had the Independent Police Complaints Commission here to tell you directly what they're doing to get to the bottom of the circumstances surrounding the death of Smiley Culture. I want you to be respectful, because I know that as a people, we have all sorts of emotions, but we are ultimately respectful to each other. Are you with me? Thank you. So please give it up for Mike Franklin from the Independent Christian Place Commission. I'm so in love with this crowd. I'm so in love with this crowd. Thank you very much. Well, we're going to start the meeting. We're here again, people. I read my history books today, and I came across a story about a David Oladi, who in 1969 came to this country from Nigeria. He tried to get work in Leeds and was arrested on sus, young Nigerian. And he was arrested and he spent 8 weeks in Leeds jail. But while he was in Leeds jail, they designated him mentally ill. You know how black people get designated mentally ill, right? You only have to be normal to reach that threshold. He got designated mentally insane. He spent 8 years in a mental institution, 1969. He came out of that and then was subject to the most horrific targeting by 2 police officers. All the police officers in his local area, when they saw David on the street, they radioed to these 2 officers who were targeting him, and they would come and find him. And he would be beaten, and he would be bullied, and he would be arrested. And eventually, he was found battered to death, floating in a river in 1969. And it came to me that we think we've come so far, and in fact, we've come virtually nowhere at all. That for all the period since 1969, right up until 2011, we're still facing the same kinds of tragedy, same kinds of horror that we're seeing in this case here. Let me say this is being streamed worldwide. They tried to interrupt the streaming at the press conference last week, at which 500 people turned up at 24 hours notice. So this is, right now, Brixton is live in the Bronx, in Africa, in America, in the Caribbean, in Asia. And I want you to get a chance that didn't come from me, came from all of us. But I just want them to hear what Brixton's got to say, so that they can carry it on the radio and think, and then we're going to get on with the meeting. And I ask you to join with me. No justice! No peace! 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 You get the message right here from Brixton Central. No justice, no peace. Yeah. And without further ado, I'm going to ask that we are opened by Bishop John Francis from the Man Ministries. We've got, give him a round of applause. And can I ask you guys at this corner to come over to that corner, because we're too full. I need you to move over quickly. People move down the aisle, right down the aisle to the camera there. We're going to get all these people in. Please cooperate. People outside who can't get in, please move down the aisle. Come down the aisle, sit on the floor. Please keep moving over this way, please. We've got far many people dying to get in. Keep moving. Stewards, keep moving people over to this side. Okay? You guys, come down the aisle. I need the aisle full up so people can come in behind you. Keep up, please. Fill up the aisle, Okay? Okay. If you're an elder and you wish to sit down, just tap a young person, they'll get up. I'm going to ask that we fall silent now for Bishop John Francis, who is now Bishop will take 1 minute silence, and then the Bishop will address you from this is. So, people, come in people, you need to come over this side, you need to sit on the floor. You can't get no more room. Okay, round of applause, the place is roadblock. People can't. We're trying to broadcast. We've got places here that you can sit on the floor. Please come and sit on the floor. Please come and sit on the floor, please. If you can do that, that would be great. Please sit on the floor. Please come in. Open the doors, let the sound flow out. Bring in as many people as you can. Okay. Sit down on the floor. It's all a good problem. It's all a problem of success. Okay. That's it. Okay, we're up to it before we can't get any more in. I'm going to ask you to stand in 1 minute silence for all the people who died in police custody. Thank you. Thank you. Please take your seats. Okay. Guys, come in and sit on the floor. You can't stand there. Please, you've got to cooperate with me. You can't get any more in. Close the doors. But those that are in, you've got to come over to this side. You've got to move to this side. Please cooperate with me. Because I need to get as many in as possible. Come in and sit on the floor. Sit on the stairs if you have to. Find a place. Please. Thank you. Sit on the floor, there's no way to, you've got to stand, you've got to do what you can do. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about these logistics. We're doing the best we can to fit you all in. Now please, open before by introducing the internationally renowned and world famous Bishop John Braxton. Brixton, give it up for Bishop John Francis.
Thank you very much, Lee Jester. To everyone that is here, first of all, we're living in a new age where the world of the internet is taken over. Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace. I especially want to give a shout out for that because that's why I'm here. I think that when you look in the book of Genesis chapter 4, Cain had slew his brother and he tried to cover it up. And the Bible says that when God came to him and said, "Where are your brothers?" He said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" He tried to cover up, but the Bible says that the blood cried out. I believe Smiley's blood is crying out for justice today. And I just want the family to know that on behalf of Rep Ministries, it's a major church in the community, we will stand with you in whatever we can do. And we will fight together. Enough is enough. We have to get to a place as a people that we say we're going to stand up for our rights and not be taken advantage of. Too much life has been taken away. And I've simply just come here to say that we as a community, please let's conduct ourselves in a way that people respect us and they have to hear us and they cannot use what we say against us. Thank you, God bless you, and my prayers is with the family.
No, he deserves more applause from that. He's the only pastor to come out and speak with us. People are still arriving. Absolutely incredible, amazing. Can we take that off? Because that mic is better than this one. So, if possible, it can come off. Thank you. Take it from round the bottom. That's great. 1, 2. Is that better? Does that sound better out there to you? Yes, yeah, very good. Good, good. Okay. Don't hold it too close. Okay, so next speaker, we don't hold it too close. Now we're going to have somebody who's from Brixton. I've known Mike Franklin, I don't know how long, since 20, 30 years. Right? He's an individual for me who has my respects. I've known him on the road, off the road. He's gone on to do all sorts of great things. He's from the Independent Police Commission this evening, and he's had the guts to come down here and answer your question, man. Now, a lot of people would be running away, but he took up the opportunity to come. So, Mike Franklin, please give a round of applause.
Good evening, people of Brixton. Good evening. Can I first of all say, I want to pay tribute to the family of Smiley Culture in this time. If this happened to a member of my family, I don't know if I could react in a restrained and disciplined and respectful way that they have. And I want to pay tribute to them. And their conduct is as much a lesson for me as an individual as it is for all of us. My role is to supervise the investigation into what happened to Smiley. So you know that this is a very, very difficult time. And as an independent person, I asked to be present at this meeting tonight so that I could set out for you some of the things that are happening in the investigation. Now, the implications of this are not lost on any of us. That's why Brixton Town Hall is so full tonight. When I first heard the news about what happened and read some of the initial media reports, I knew that one day I would be facing with these people in Brixton Town Hall, packed in the way it is tonight. Now, I'm not going to, and nor would you expect me to do, to set out chapter and verse and detail of the investigation. But I've seen some of the reporting of this, and I share the sense of disgust at some of the disrespectful and insulting messages and comments that appear on the internet. And I know that can only add to the grief that's already been felt by the family. And I add my voice to the calls that rang out last week from Gresham Road about responsible reporting, about respecting the wishes of the family in this difficult time. In order to get to the truth, and I know and I understand there are tensions here. Like many of you, I've lived through some of those turbulent times in Brixton and in South London. I was the chair of the Police Consultative Group. I went through the Brian Douglas, Wayne Douglas, Oscar Okoye, Joseph Crenshaw, Ricky Bishop, Derek Bennett, and the rest. So I'm under no illusion about how serious this is. And I also know that questions have to be answered. And I also know that somebody in the IPCC has to be responsible for this investigation. And I'm also telling you that nobody in the IPCC has my knowledge or understanding of the pain of getting police custody, of the impact on communities like Lambeth and Brixton, and the importance of understanding and knowing and revealing the truth about what happened in Warlingham in Surrey on the 15th of March 2011. This could not be more serious. The consequences of what's happened could not be more serious. And briefings to the media from so-called anonymous sources are completely unacceptable and they must stop. I have already issued a statement telling the media and saying that this is unacceptable. I said in my statement, I know that one aspect of this case which has caused much concern to those who knew Smiley is the anonymous sources that were quoted in the press within hours of his death. Firstly, I want to say that I'm absolutely confident that those sources did not come from the IPCC. And secondly, I want to say that I share the frustration, and I know from our investigators that they feel it too. Not only is it incredibly insensitive to be briefing journalists before a man's family has been given the facts as could be established at the time, but it is also unhelpful to our investigation and totally irresponsible to be stating as fact information that has not been independently verified. I would ask that if anybody else sees any briefings of that nature, they bring it to the attention of the community reference group. Mr. Jasper sits on that group, and I will do my best to address and rebut and deal with them. Let me be clear about this. There must be no rush to judgment. I have not, nor has the investigation, determined the full events of the 15th of March. We have accounts from 4 Metropolitan Police officers. These must be tested against the evidence, particularly the forensic and scientific evidence. The first confirmation that I was able to put out was last week. I put up a second update following the post-mortem. I'm aware that there was a second post-mortem taking place today. But put simply, the challenge is this. I want to be as straight and as open as I can be, given that there's an ongoing investigation. The idea, and hear me, the idea, please go with it. The idea that a man under arrest at his home during a police search who died in these circumstances will not attract suspicion is unbelievable. Now, let me finish. There are no independent witnesses. The only others present at the time were 4 Metropolitan Police officers.
Now, I understand, and it's a wholly sympathy and understanding in the room, but I did ask you to let the brother speak, and I asked for your support to let him finish his contribution. Please. Thank you.
The only other people who were there were 4 Metropolitan Police officers. There are no independent witnesses. The only accounts of what happened are those of 4 Metropolitan Police officers. Anybody who has any experience or understanding of deaths following police contact or deaths in custody, anybody can possibly accept that there isn't more to this than meets the eye. So there we have a challenge facing the investigation. No eyewitnesses, no CCTV, no independent witness evidence, and the evidence of 4 police officers. So this is not a case IPCC Chief Executive, who's our accounting officer, that resources will be available for the most sophisticated forensic analysis that is available.
I love that, but just settle. Ease and settle, please. Let Mike finish the statement he's making. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
It requires detailed forensic work on items taken from the scene. And the reason I'm doing this is because people wanted to know what was happening about the investigation. So I'm trying to provide that information. It requires extensive forensic work. From the clothing recovered from the officers, from the scene, from exhibits that were seized from the property. I don't intend to miss any forensic opportunities to get to the truth. As this investigation progresses, we'll get a clearer picture, evidential picture, of exactly what happened. So I've set the terms of reference for this investigation, and I just want to share them with you. We will investigate A, whether the decision to execute a Section 8 search warrant and arrest Mr. David Emanuel at his home address on Tuesday the 15th of March 2011 was proportionate and reasonable. B, whether any risk assessments associated with the execution of a Section 8 search warrant and arrest of Mr. David Emanuel by officers from the Metropolitan Police was conducted, and if so, whether they were adequate and proportionate in the circumstances. 3, whether the extent of the communication between the Metropolitan Police and Surrey Police in respect of the operation was in accordance with agreed protocols. D, the events of the house search, from the point of entry to the time the officers from the Metropolitan Police left, specifically the level of control the officers had over Mr. Emanuel during the search, the events, all of them, in the kitchen area of the house prior to, during, and after the incident in which he received a fatal stab wound. 2, to assist in fulfilling the state's investigative obligation under the European Convention of Human Rights by ensuring that as far as possible the investigation is independent on a practical as well as institutional level. B, that the full facts are brought to light and any lessons are learned and published. 3, to identify whether any subject of the investigation may have committed a criminal offence, and if appropriate, make early contact with the relevant prosecuting body. And finally, to identify whether any subjects to the investigation may have breached their standards of professional behaviour, and if such a breach has occurred, to determine if that breach amounts to misconduct or gross misconduct, and whether or not to answer. Those are the terms of reference. Those are the terms of
Hold on, please, look. Can I have your support to keep the meeting in order? I must have that. Right? So please, sister, please. The family has yet to speak. Everybody else on this panel has yet to speak. So please let us get through the panel. It is the family meeting now. Okay, well, somebody will speak to you. Please now. Sister, please. Thank you for your cooperation. cooperation. Give her a round of applause. Thank you for your cooperation. Right. Go ahead.
Can I continue? Sort of questions that everybody is asking are the questions that I am directing the investigation team to address. All of those questions. But most importantly, they're questions which require meticulous and painstaking work. We provided some support for the family. We have independent IPCC family liaison managers working with the family. The family demands the truth. The community demands the truth. And I am seeking the truth. But I need your support in this process.
No, I'm crippled from that.
I need to avoid being distracted from the important areas of this investigation we're going into.
They don't want to.
I am saying the reason I came here tonight to say to you that I will strive for the truth until we find it. I will make public the findings of the investigation. I will keep the family informed. I will work with the community reference team, which includes the adjustment. I need your encouragement and support to do this. I need your help to see it through to the end. I need to make sure that justice is done for Smiley Culture. And I need your help to help that come true. And throughout this process, I will be mindful at all times of the terrible grief and pain that's felt by so many people connected with this. But I do need you to support this process. I know we're on the right track. I know that I'm going to struggle hard and work hard to maintain the integrity of this investigation. And I agree with what's been said many times over the years in this hall, when I was chair of the Community Business Officer for Lambeth. People said, no justice, no peace. I long for peace, and I know that we have to have justice before we can have it. And getting justice means getting to the truth. Revealing the truth in all its appearances. And I know that we have to learn to face it. One of the reasons I joined the IPCC was because I can ask the questions that I would have asked if I was standing there. I can make sure that we get answers. And I will not be shaken, or diverted from the aim of getting answers to the questions and revealing the truth. Last night I met with the community reference room, and I'm sorry to take up so much time. I do apologise for taking up so much time, because the family is speaking. But I wanted to be clear. The lead investigator in this case said to me last night, I'm confident we will uncover the facts, reveal the evidence, and get to the truth, whatever that truth might be. And to get there, I need your support. I need the family's wishes to be respected. And I will come to a future meeting and I will tell you what we found. That I can promise you. I will promise you. So thank you for taking time to listen, and thank you to the family for showing so much dignity.
We're sending a message to the IPCC tonight from Brixton. No justice. No justice. No justice. You know, take that message back from us tonight, because this ain't going to be no cover-up situation. No! We ain't taking the kind of answers that we've had to put up with in the past. We're on the road to justice, and we're going to make sure that the family is supported in the pursuit of justice. For those of you who are watching on the Facebook, or if you've got Twitter or the Facebook in your hand, the live stream address is www.ustreamtv.com. You can search for it under LCPTV and look on the news. www.ustreamtv.com. I neglected to mention that before the meeting. Now we're going to have somebody who's going to talk about the wonderful explosion of love that we've seen from Smiley Culture, for Smiley Culture. Somebody who was with him right at those early days, at the very beginning, when he broke through on Saxon sound system. I want you to give it up for Mr. Asher Senator.
Thank you so much. The turnout is tremendous. It reminds me when Smiley Culture was standing on this same stage here. But anyway, guess what? What I've got to say is about Smiley Culture. There's some important stuff that needs to be relayed to you before I speak. Because I'm going to try and mellow the mood after Merlin tells you some real stuff. So please welcome Merlin, Emmanuel, Smiley Culture.
Thank you. Firstly, I would like to thank everybody.
Excuse me, please, come on now. Somebody please let Smiley's Culture through, please.
My cousin,
All the way through. Give a round of applause. He's stopping my drive. You okay? Are you okay? Okay, great. Thank you.
firstly, I would like to thank everybody for their attendance on behalf of the Emmanuel family. As you must be aware, this is a very troubling time for the family. The senior members have asked for your understanding for not being here at this meeting, but would like to let you know they are here in spirit and thank you for your support. Also, those in the background who have supported and joined the campaign for justice for Smiley Culture, whether it be on the internet or just offering help in any way they can, we thank you. A shout out to the stewards who have volunteered their time and energy to keep everybody safe, and Lambeth Town Hall who let us use the building for free. For Lee Jasper for his assistance in this campaign and the group Inquest for their support. We thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. We also thank the press, particularly The Guardian, the BBC and local radio stations for their balanced and unbiased coverage thus far. Now, we the family have a solicitor working on our behalf and appointed a second pathologist to conduct an independent post-mortem on Smiley's body today. That we might seek the truth and also lay him to rest and seek some closure in that respect.
Yes.
We are also seeking a public inquiry into the circumstances regarding his death. It is the wish of the family to have a private funeral, just family and close friends. However, we will be holding a memorial for the greater community to attend and pay their respects in due course. The specific date and location will be announced shortly. You can keep in contact with the campaign by joining the Facebook group Campaign for Justice for Smiley Culture, on today, and that kind of mutiny will not stop us, because the family and the community are determined and resilient. We believe that marching is a way to address our deep felt concerns, as opposed to any other form of response. We openly want to say that we do not support violence in any form under any circumstance, and would be disappointed with any such response which would further taint the memory of Smiley. Once again, on behalf of the Emmanuel family, we thank you for your support and attendance. This is a personal statement. I just read the family statement. I'm going to make a personal statement of my own. In the name of God, the Creator and Author of all things, this is my personal statement and might not necessarily reflect the views of the Emmanuel family as a whole. I, like many of you, were born here in Britain. My parents were immigrants who came here with the hope of a better life for themselves and their families. My father is Jamaican, my mother is Guyanese, and as a family we settled and lived in the Brixton area, where Smiley lived with his mother, my grandmother. He was the youngest of 5 children that comprised of 5 brothers and 1 sister. Here is Smiley's eldest brother to my right-hand side, my Uncle Desmond. For a period of time, Smiley lived with us and was very much like a big brother to me. Growing up as a young boy in our community, I realized very quickly there seemed to be a 2-tier state. There was one rule for the rich and another for the poor. And further to that, it was undergirded by a judicial system designed to keep it that way. Now, as a consequence, most of the people from my neighbourhood had a profound and deep-rooted resentment towards British law and those who enforced it. In the year of 1981, this animosity culminated in social unrest in the form of the Brixton riots. Further concerns were raised that same year when many lost their lives in the New Cross fire, which to this day, a satisfactory conclusion as to the reason for that tragic event has yet to be arrived at. The period during my early to late teens turned out to be the most traumatic years of my life. It was then I was introduced to racism and prejudice in all its ugliness. Up until then, I was relatively naive. For example, my family was personally caught up with Roland Adams' death in Thamesmead. When we moved to Thamesmead, it affected us very badly as a family. The murder of Stephen Lawrence followed shortly after that. And shortly after that, my family were afforded police protection.
Alright, can I have a steward over there? Can people make a gap? There's somebody ill there. Are they fine? Are you okay? Are you sure, sir? Yeah, we've got some water. Come. Passing water now, please. Can you try it? Which team do you play for? Sorry. Okay, he's okay. He's got some water. Please remain silent while we hear the rest of the personal statement from Riley. Thank you.
Shortly after that, my family were afforded police protection and were moved out of Thamesmead, happy to escape with our lives. My point is that this kind of thing hasn't just started happening. No, quite the contrary. There is a clear pattern and a trail, should you care to follow it, stained in the blood of those who have died here in this country, but have yet to procure the justice they deserve. Brixton is one of the most recent examples, and my heartfelt condolences go out to his family. We want you to know that the people of South London and the greater community stand with you in solidarity. For we are united by our pain and our quest for justice, and until that happens, there will be no peace. In addition to this, the IPCC themselves have stated that on average, one person a week has died in police custody in the last decade. And that's not including mental institutions, prisons, or immigration centres. Taking these chilling statistics into account, how is it that not one policeman has been convicted for the murder? Not one policeman has been convicted for the murder of a citizen under their custody. It is for this reason, and this reason alone, that my confidence in the IPCC and the judicial process is minimal. Now, could it be that the system has rendered the appeals of poor whites, poor blacks, impotent? Could it be that the British judicial system is designed to oppress us, the common citizens, and protect the establishment? These are valid questions. I'm just asking, is it possible? On average, 400 people in the last 10 years have died in police custody. It is also true that people from ethnic minorities are more likely to suffer this tragic fate. Is this by coincidence or by design? The IPCC can tell us what happened to Smiley and others, but what they can't do is guarantee justice. That we have to do for ourselves. Power concedes nothing without demand. If we don't challenge the present systems of things as a people, nothing will change. Now, the one precious commodity that is absent from our community that would remedy many of the social, economical, political, and spiritual ailments that currently afflict us is that wondrous word, unity. Unity. Now, let's have a look at that word and analyze the fundamental sentiments of its meaning. The state of quality of being one. Yes. The act, state, or quality of forming a whole from separate parts. Yes. Mutual agreement, harmony, uniformity, or constancy. That's the commodity I'm talking about. Unity. It's free, and by far the most potent weapon we have at our disposal to combat this strife. This system of supposed justice that protects those with influence and standing, yet ignores the plight of the underprivileged, the poor, the downtrodden, us. So, until we take the sentiment of that word unity to our bosom and action it, we will never be afforded the respect or the freedom we strive for. So, we say to you, Mr. Cameron, and those that came before you, if you can champion justice and freedom for all in foreign territories, how can you ignore the As in truth, it's all speculative without hard evidence. Only Smiley could tell us what truly happened that night, and he's not with us. However, what I can say, yes, you do know the sister, you'll always be here in spirit, as with our ancestors. However, what I can say is that under Section 18, the police have a duty of care to look after a suspect in their custody and keep him or her safe. Therefore, the protocol, the standard procedure should be and is to handcuff the suspect. Why do you handcuff a suspect while under custody? A, to keep the suspect from hurting himself. B, from hurting others. And C, to stop the suspect concealing or interfering with evidence. The police have failed miserably to enforce these simple procedures, and as a consequence, my uncle, David Emmanuel, also known as Smiley Culture, is dead. Fact. David Emmanuel, also known as Smiley Culture, would still be alive, and as a consequence, fact. David Emmanuel, also known as Smiley Culture, would still be alive had it not been for the police applying a warrant to search his house, raiding his house last night. Now, I hear the whispers on the streets, and I see the posts on the internet, the blogs in the chat rooms, the articles in the tabloids. He was this, he was that. Look, whatever you might think Smiley was, it's not relevant here. The fundamental principle that governs British law is a man is innocent. Bahrain and beyond, if it were not for the people uniting and standing as one. Remember, God himself is the head of this campaign. The road is long and arduous, but if we trust in him and unify as a community and people, nothing is beyond our capacity to achieve. In conclusion, we cannot implement any lasting or sustained change for the better without utilizing the essence of that most precious of words I mentioned earlier, unity. We have that. I feel that here in this room, it's our job to spread that sentiment to the wider community that we might make a change for the better and make this great nation a true advocate of freedom, opportunity, and justice for all.
I think I've heard the best political speech in the 21st century. And for a family that is going through grief and stress and tragedy, this brother shows the dignity, integrity of our community. I'm going to ask now, we're making history tonight, you know that? You look to the cameras, it's on playgrounds, radio, we're making history. I'm going to ask somebody else who's made history. I introduced him before, the original sparring partner, but he can't be translated himself, Mr. Asher Senator.
Respect. Maxi Priest's family.
Yes.
Max cry like a baby. But anyway, you see this venue? We got our first photographic media interview here for a lady called Anna, Black Echoes, and it was round there on the stairs. And me and Smiley said to each other, we can't believe someone wants to take a picture of us because of our lyrics. Lyrics, you know, Smiley Culture never rapped with lyrics. We never rapped. We wrote lyrics morning, noon, evening, night, lyrics on top of lyrics. If I wrote traffic warden, Smiley wrote police officer. Yeah? If he wrote slumber jaman sahid fashion, I wrote the sharp, the smart, the long guitar. When I wrote Senator Imani lyrics father, Smiley wrote Smiley Culture and lyrics granddad. So I popped up my style anyway. It wasn't worth chatting after that. You get me? But listen, when I say Smiley, you say culture. Smiley. Culture. Smiley. Culture. When I say culture, you say Smiley. Culture. Smiley. Culture. Smiley. I want to say, we've done 2 tracks in the meantime for our brethren Smiley Culture, the great Smiley Culture. We got one at Tipper Irie studio. Thank you, Tipper Irie. And Maxi Priest wrote the song. I rang him up and I done my little lyrics that I wrote for Culture called Smiley Culture's Character Reference. I might give you a little bit of it if I can remember, yeah, today. And I phoned up Maxi Priest and I said, Maxi, and when he heard that, he started writing the song immediately. He phoned LA and he got some songwriters involved and he wrote a complete song that we aimed. Luciano, Smiley Culture's friend. These people, Sizzler, Smiley Culture's friend. Yeah, these people that Smiley knew well and they knew him well. We're looking at putting up those type of people on this track. It's a beautiful track called My
Now, at the same time that track was getting built last night, I was at Commander B's studio, recording the character reference. And before I go any further, I want Commander B to tell you about the efforts that we put in for our bridging. I'm sure Smiley was here with us. Smiley didn't let me out the booth last night. I was in the booth for 3 hours straight. I went back in again, but at one stage, I was in the booth for 3 hours straight to get this track right. The track is 7 minutes long. Listen, you see Commander B? Smiley loved it. He loved Commander B. When I saw Commander over there, I said, come up on the panel. Commander, say something good. Commander B.
Thank you. Thank you, Asha. I must say, thanks to Asha for his efforts he put in last night at the studio. As soon as I finished my radio show yesterday evening at 6 o'clock, we was on our journey to the recording studio to record a tribute song to Smiley, which you're going to hear later on. Some of you may have heard it today on the radio, but you will hear it later on when we go to the music bar for the continuation of this evening. We're going to be playing that song every hour on the hour for Smiley tonight at the music bar, and all other songs which have been made for himself. We're going to all come out later on. But I just want to say, Asha, last night, it was like Smiley was with him in the booth. He was in there for 3 hours and he didn't stop until he got every single bit right. He done his parts, Smiley's parts, his parts, Smiley's parts. He done 2 tunes in one and we got through the night and it was a success at the end of it. So big up going out to Ashley Senator and everybody who helped, Flutie, my brother Fitzroy, who put it together last night. And just before I hand the mic back to Ash, I just want to say, I'm a radio DJ, and I'm glad I'm in the position I am in to keep Smiley's memory alive with these songs which are coming out. But there are also radio DJs that have been saying things on the radio about Smiley. They're reading articles from the newspaper saying Smiley done this to himself, he done that to himself, and I know Smiley, you know Smiley, and we know Smiley would never do anything like that. So, please, before we start talking those things, let's just get the facts straight, alright? Thank you very much. Asha. Commander, we love you.
Character reference, Smiley Culture, character reference. So sing along, character reference. Smiley Culture, character reference. No. Smiley is loved by every nation, from English down to all European, Jamaican and all around the Caribbean, Ghanaian, Nigerian and all African. Smiley, stop on a song by the name Buchanan. One song is song all over Brixton, Coxon, Frontline, Stereo Ross, Studio, King Tubby, Super Good, too much to mention. One lyric Smiley take and around the session was pain and able, sat around the table, and people was everybody to read up my Bible, no matter how man just spread that disciple. Next was Saxon in Louisiana. We said Peter King come ask him if him teeth in song. He said which song that? King said the first line, man. Smiley laugh. And then he write slam bam, German, here, fashion, Smiley helps Saxon to become a champion and come up with the hit company translation. Then he's said, I told him to write one. Anyway, in the record charts, it got #1. In 1996, I purchased
Inside my Smiley Culture, I don't make a full stop. The public teacher right and I'm not the one. That was Fashion Records in Clapham Junction.
Come on, remind me the next line. Yeah, it's just like fresh, you know.
That was Fashion Records in Clapham Junction with producer Chris Lane and Dovin Dajan. While in Brixton, Maxi Quiz and Nice Up the Land. Smiley Bus Police Officer in PDC song. Every time we try to make a police, I stop me, so what's that? Every time I go out east side, I can take some company. They might tell me to produce insurance license and let me know what to come into. Police officer, now give me producer. 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 No, that's sell off by 8,000. I have to consult here. It's fresh here, it's coming through. It's fresh, it's fresh.
Somebody fainted. Sorry. Relax.
Yeah, listen. I have to... Okay, listen to us, people. Listen to us. It's a 7-minute song. It's going to take me long to remember it. I'll know it by tomorrow. Yeah? And we're going to bust that. Commander Lee's playing it. He's going to play it tonight. So listen out. And enough respect. You know what? Culture loves you. I love you. And you know what? I'll never, ever stop picking up my brethren's name. Never.
Before we do more than Emmanuel's ask that you give a sister who suffered similar trauma a respect of viewing their story, which is a heart-rending story. So please give a warm welcome to Beth Hamilton Louche.
None of us should be here tonight. Not one of us. But again, we're faced with another tragedy. On the 10th of June, 2010, I received a phone call no mother ever wishes to get. My son was missing. He was in the car with his friend going to the garage to get fruit juice with his friend. The police followed them, didn't do anything. The car was legal, they were good, upstanding, well behaving. Wayne Hamilton was 24 years of age. He died on the 10th of June. The police chased him. He ran. They didn't find him until the 15th of June. What? We had to wait 9 months. Just 2 weeks ago, we got the autopsy report. The IPCC lied to us from the start.
Conspiracy!
Thank you, Brother Lee. As Brother Lee says, I'm from the speaker from the Pan-African Society Community Forum, but in this meeting here today, I'm speaking as one of the founder members of the United Friends and Families campaign. This is a campaign. This is a campaign that was established to bring families together whose loved ones who have been killed in custody, whether it be by the police, whether it be the mental institutions, or whether it be in the prisons. Before I go on, I need to give my condolences to David Emmanuel family, and as I know there's a Smiley Culture, and all the families who have been killed in custody. I hear today, and when I say killed in custody, I want us not to forget another important rider. And the rider is this, is that when they are killed in custody, it is the IPCC who comes up to cover up. And we must be clear about this. In our campaign, when we started, we had the Police Complaints Authority. We said this is just a front for the police. So what did they do? They bring in the IPCC. Well, excuse me, this is just another front for the police. And I was surprised. I was surprised that put our brother up here this week today. I was pleased to hear when my brother Lee raised up one of the first deaths in custody, David O'Reilly. What brother Lee failed to tell you is that not only did they kill him and throw him in the river, but they urinate over him. They're talking about a deadly beast. And we gotta wake up. This ain't time for pain. One of our members in the early campaign, I'm wearing a badge on my shirt today, Joy Gardner. Police and immigration
immigration officer come to our yard. 13 feet of tape. Tying around her face. Imagine a 13-pounder. 1, 2, suffocated this black woman. Her son was there looking at that. Trauma. And so we brought the families together. I heard people saying this meeting, well, let's wait until the IPCC look into it. There are no hard evidence. My God, the family of those killed, those of you who are here, are evidence of the way in which the police carry on. You get arrested, come to your yard, they won't even let you go to toilet.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
They're searching the toilet.
Thank you!
They're searching you.
Thank you!
They're trying to
Yes!
the doorway locked.
Yes!
And you're trying to tell me this product of this life.
Conspiracy!
Overnight, but when we got up, we saw the snow on the ground. We know it fell. We didn't see it, but we know it fell overnight. Yes. This is an awake, brothers and sisters, that we can't be bamboozled anymore. I'm winding up now, brother. I'm ready to present you to the last survival of our people today. We should be there all night until we sort this thing out. I want to say, I want to acknowledge your family again. There's an health and safety issue. But the real health and safety issue is that we as a people, or a threatened species, in particularly our youth. That's the real health and safety issue. Now, I want to support the call for the demonstration. I want to support that. But I want us to say that when we demonstrate, we need to be clear what we're demonstrating for. I want to say with due respect that the police killed dogs, we know it, they would have been suspended already. We've got to be very clear, that at very minimum, these police should be suspended.
Yes.
And in fact, they should be charged. This is a public issue concern. We have no faith in their investigation. If they're innocent, let a jury decide their innocence. I want to also say that this year is the 30th anniversary of the Black People's Day of Action. We just had a wonderful demonstration the other day, and we're calling for an African Parliament in which we as African people will come together to talk about the problems, but talk about the solution of how we're going to deal with that. We came up, but I find I'm going to close with this. I'm going to close with this now. Now close with it. We got to be clear. One of the demands coming up from the uprising 30 years ago, the Brixton uprising, is under attack. We fight back. Thank you for listening, my brothers and sisters. I want you to get on your Facebook and your Twitter. You can join this campaign on Facebook and Twitter. I want you to tell people April the 16th, we're marching for justice. So you know about that place. We're marching from one to the floor by Smiley and his man, River Girl, and we're going all the way to Scotland Yard to take the message that this family wants justice. Now you've been a disciplined crowd tonight, and the family of Smiley Culture, are asking that we now end the meeting in a disciplined fashion. You hear the watchword, unity, unity black people. And in that, I ask you for your cooperation. I ask you for one more round of applause for this meeting and the family of Smiley Culture.
Move.